YouTube, what's up? So I'm back again today. Last night it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. Uh, this is part two of the depression, childhood depression, from childhood state all the way up to your adulthood. So I thought I thought I'd come back and explain some of the things that I weren't able to explain in the nick of time that I wanted to explain it. So I think it'd be better for me to chop it up and come back and give y'all more of a detailed and more accurate talk about it, basically just explaining what I went through. So first and foremost, I want to say I appreciate everyone that tunes in to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. And leave a comment, let me know how you feel about my my slice of the pie, what I give people to understand me. Please, if you can, comment and converse with me so I could see what you think about the circumstances and the things that how I see things. And if you even if you disagree, I appreciate the comment or whatnot. But so yeah, let me get started, I guess. So let me go from where I left off at. So like I said, I was one of those kids that felt like I was a black sheep, but I didn't. Before I even knew what a black sheep was, I didn't understand the motto of what a black sheep was, being outcast. I understood that, but I never really understood what a black sheep was, what really, being a loner was. I was like kind of like already that, because I was like the firstborn. I was the firstborn grandbaby on my supposed, the supposed guy, because I don't call him the DAD or the FATHER anymore. That guy doesn't get that respect from me at all. Especially I just had a circumstance, a situation, so I could explain it. The guy that I was told that was, the biological father of me, which has never got a blood test on me due to, like, even in 1986, this is when I was born, right? So my mom, she was like 15, and the guy that got her pregnant, he was like 18 years old or whatnot, right? So I was conceived in 1985, so the time frame when he graduated from college, from high school, I'm sorry, when he graduated from high school, he came back. Before he even came back, I was like 2 or 3 years old, but he was like trying to, deny me or whatnot and say I wasn't, his child or whatnot. So what irked me just recently, because it's a time frame to explain this kind of clown and explain the parasite that I had to deal with for a long time, that was made to act a certain way because of the Most High. The Most High made this parasite act how it was supposed to act. And the parasitic person that allowed sometimes to be, I guess, cordial with someone you would say that's your son, his mother didn't even agree with the choices that he wanted to make when it came to me, because he was very immature. He picked a woman. Now, I do talk about women, and I do talk about, relationships and stuff too. I talk about kind of everything, because like I said, I want to kick off a podcast before the winter starts. I've been wanting to do it all year, but due to financial situations and circumstances and stuff like that, it's not that I don't have the money for it. It's just the organizing is like not there right now. And I pray that it gets there like the next month or so, because like I said, I'm looking for a house right now, and I'm looking for actually just a new place to stay right now, and I'm looking for a house at the moment. So hopefully by that time I could get it kicked off how I want to. I already have like a video editor, someone to edit my videos, and also to help me get the broadcasting right for it, so I could actually kick the podcast off like how I want to. So for the time being, it's just me on my phone, giving y'all my perspective of the world and what I went through also. But not to get off track. So this guy is part of like some of the worst upbringing that I had coming from a man. He was never really had installed the morals of what a man should teach a young man, a young boy, when it comes to women, morality, things like that, you know, that his father didn't hand down to him, because, you know, I don't know how his father was raised, and I don't know, even though his father came from the inflammation era of, you know, back in the Jim Crow times, and, you know, damn near not far from slavery. Black people were, you know, getting forced into the system, going to the army, all that kind of stuff, man, you know. So I don't really know. I feel like I was forced and cringed into a family that was, you know, got all kind of curses on it and stuff like that. It was not so much as forced, because whatever the Most High, you know, wanted me to come through, I came through in that format, you know. So I don't know if the Most High wants me to be a testimony. I don't know. I don't claim to be what most people claim to be, like part of the 144,000 star seeds. I'm just me, you know. I'm just, I hear those things and those terms a lot, you know. I do feel like I'm a some different type of being. Like, what I'm saying is, I feel like I'm more spiritual than most people are. At times I can get dark, you know, if I get angry, but I have never did anything to where I regretted it and did something to somebody that I regretted, like, other than like as a child when I used to do stupid stuff because of influences. And, you know, I was like one of those kids that kids wanted me to go along with what they did, you know, and I'll, you know, probably do it to a certain extent and then just back out. I was one of them kind of kids, like, you know, like I said, a while back, I actually joined the Crip gang. In Birmingham, Alabama, gangs are like a big thing since like the late 80s and stuff like that. It was gangs down here and all that kind of stuff. So me growing up, you know, I conspired to, you know, joining a gang, which was the Crips, you know, at the time. It wasn't that serious like that, but it was probably to the point where it could have stirred up some stuff to where I could have gotten more trouble than what I, you know, normally wouldn't get into kind of trouble as a kid, because I always had an angelic mindset. You know, I always had a heart, and that's something that I noticed a lot of kids growing up. When I was growing up, they didn't have that. You know, a lot of them didn't have that, you know, that angelic feeling. You know, some I think were lost. Some kids were lost. I don't know. You know, I knew some kids that had bad situations, man. I knew a kid that I grew up with, and he basically killed himself when we became adults. And, you know, it kind of stuck with me because I remember, you know, playing Nintendo with this kid. His name was Timothy. You know, I remember playing Nintendo with him. I remember, you know, he was cool, but I could tell they was going through bad stuff in their home. You know, their dad used to beat them up. You know, it was a lot of stuff going on with them at the time, you know, in their life or whatever. You know, it was a lot of weird stuff going on with them inside their household or whatnot, you know. And honestly, I don't know, you know what their circumstance was, but I had also, you know, like I went through some stuff as a kid. You know, I got touched as a kid, you know, by family members. You know, by a family member, by two of them, one on my dad's side and one on my mom's side. So, like, it kind of, I'll say this much, man, going through something like that, you know, dealing with pedophiles in your family and having to go through the circumstance of dealing with stuff like that, man, you know, it's like, I can say this much, I don't have no dignity for people that do stuff to children. You know, I have zero tolerance for people that touch kids and do shit to them. I won't sit up here and go into detail, but I never was raped or nothing like that, but I got touched, you know, as a kid. And for a boy to have to sit here, a man that used to be a boy, to have to come and vent to the world like this, you know, it's sad, because it lets you know that black men, we don't have nowhere to go vent. We don't have nowhere to, you know, we don't have no one to talk to, you know. Like I said, the other night I was watching this guy video, and he was basically talking about how he had the happiest moment in his life when he met this girl, because he was, you know, he basically got so many subscribers to his YouTube, you know, his social medias and stuff like that, you know, so many people tune into him and, you know, let him know that, you know, he got friends, you know, that he's, you know, at the end of the day, that's cool, you know. But he was talking about once those cameras come off and all that, and he's by himself, man, it's a lonely feeling. It really is. It's like you don't feel like you belong nowhere, even though you can sit up on a platform and give people, their solutions. And basically, he said something that resonated with me so vastly, that he said that he can always make somebody else smile, and he smiles when he makes other people smile, but he can't make himself smile, can't make himself happy. That's one of the things I was stuck with that for a long time, man. But I got so many things going for me other than just trying to be a YouTuber or a producer, artist. I got so much going for me other than that, man. The Most High showed me that, I don't have to sit up and, feel sad, about things when I know the world messed up. I know that, it's a disappointment. This world is about disappointment, man. Everything, when you live for high expectations on this planet, it'll disappoint you because you had these expectations even when you were a kid, right? And I got so close to certain circumstances in my life, like I felt like I was just so close, and then my focus wasn't there and my drive wasn't there. Most people that get blessed in the matrix, even when they're not a part of the system, you have to have a consistency of focus to make it how you want to make it. And I'm not gonna even sit here and act like I'm one of those people that stay focused. And I don't live in a 6-figure home, and even if I never did, I'm someone that always had to start over from scratch. I used to always have to start over from scratch. It's like I can't never get on top, and I know, it'll depress you. It'll make you feel like you can't get to that mark in life where you want to go. You can't get to that point in life where you want to, be, and I know what that feels like. I actually saw a girl say that on my Facebook, and she's a nice looking woman. Like, for her to say that, it like, it showed me like, man, it don't matter who you are, where you at, you can have problems too, and, but not to get off subject, so my depression kind of stemmed from childhood trauma that I went through, from dealing with the thought method of thinking that you're not wanted. I went through that, like, not thinking I want to be wanted, feeling like I was just on the planet for no reason, like feeling like you don't have no reason to live. I had suicidal thoughts and stuff, like early in my early 20s and stuff, man. And like I said, the third part, when I come back, I'll talk more about women that I dated. I've dated over, this year alone, I've dated, let me see, we're in August, right? We're in August. Since the past 5 months, I've dated probably 2 women to 3. And I had probably maybe 5 sexual encounters with the same 2 people designated, if I'm saying that right, or probably maybe 3 or 4, but I'll get more back onto my sexual encounters and women and stuff. All the women I dated, 35 years old, so I could basically give you a whole, like, a long content catalog of women, and like I said, I'm gonna talk more about relationships, talking more about what guys should look for when it comes to a woman and stuff like that. Things that I wasn't taught, like what you should look for in a woman. I wasn't taught, the aspects you should have, and the pinpoints on what you should look for with finding a wife and finding, someone that's righteous, suitable for you, So I never was taught that. I wasn't taught that from my mom or my, suppose, whoever, so I wasn't taught that at all, period. I had to learn off experience. Everything I learned was like firsthand experience, and I had to bump my head a lot, to learn, Even when I was foolish, I used to be foolish. I was foolish just this past year. Like, I messed up a couple of times, this past year to a couple of weeks, I was like, neglecting stuff. It comes from depression, and I'm here to tell someone, don't let depression make you neglect things that can get you further in life, because I could be further than where I'm at right now. It was all on me, and taking responsibility is something that a lot of, I see that a lot of people don't want to do. They don't really want to take responsibility and to take into ignition to knowing that they have self-sabotaged themselves. stuff like that. I've done it before, you know. I know people have done it. I know people that still do it to this day. I give advice to people that have way more going on. What's so funny, man, I give advice and I'm an advisor. I should get paid for it, honestly, because when it comes to business, music, art, or whatever, information and stuff like that, man, I give it away for free. You know, I don't ever charge for what I know. You know, I'm a master in so many levels with life. And my thing is just trying to master my emotions and stuff right now, and master my mindset, you know, more so than just trying to be a master outside here in the physical realm of things, like trying to get a big house, a nice car. And one of my classmates, he said something about a track hawk, and I had to go look up what that was. He was like, I want to get a track hawk, and you know, I'm like, what the hell is that? You know, so I'm thinking, I don't know what the hell it is. I'm thinking it's some business or some shit like that. A track hawk is a Jeep Cherokee V8. A V8 engine inside of it is a Cherokee Jeep. I think it's the newest version of the Cherokee Jeep, you know. And what's so crazy, man, we are so, you know, ambitious to have things that don't matter. I still do want to ride in a Benz, no lie. I do. I want to pull up in something like a Benz or whatever. You know, I just want a new car, you know, and I want to be able to have something nice that I can drive from town to town. You know, it's not about, like I said, I was in the mindset like weeks ago. I've been pushing back from women. Like, I just had an encounter on social media with a woman, man. Like, it's so weird, man. Like, the more you push back from things that you know can hurt you, it's like the enemy try to lure you back with things that could lure you back in. Like, if it's that beautiful woman, it always come in the form of a beautiful woman for me, or like in the form of something that I like, you know, whether it's music or, you know, something else. It always comes back in some kind of form. You know, the enemy always try to drag you back by using the things that you love or you like, and something relatable, you know, stuff like that, man. It could be dragging you back into family toxic ways, man, all kind of ways. I could talk about how these frequencies that the government use on us when we're dreaming, when we at work, when we, you know, they use all kind of frequency weapons on us, man. You know, now to go into more detail about the frequency weapons, that's a whole nother, you know, that's a whole nother time for me to talk about, you know, the chemtrails, frequency weapons, Monsanto's, you know, other, you know, things going on the planet, far as like they trying to, you know, make artificial food, they making everything like AI artificial. Like, everything is like coming to the point where it's like AI artificial. Everything is like fast now. If you notice, like, how you could do everything fast right now is crazy, man. People getting rich fast, people getting broke fast, people dying fast. Everything is everything is a speed up process now. Everything is fast now. Everything is a fast process when it used to take time. You know, you used to have to wait back in the day to go, you know, once you went to the movie theaters. I remember when Bad Boys came out in 1995, right? I was like 10 years old. And I remember when that movie came out, I didn't have it on cassette tape. And I had the Me Against the World Tupac album. When it came on cassette tape, it was like next year, 1996, Tupac was damn near in the graveyard. You feel me? And it was like we had to wait back in the day. We had to wait to see things like that. We had to wait to see and be patient for things. It even made the market better when it came to business and stuff, man, because now everything moves so fast now, man. You don't know what's going to happen. For real, like, and everything's so weird right now when it comes to family members, man, people that you used to know, man, that come back around, man. I'm so alone right now, bro. Like, I got like 2 cousins that I conversate with, and they do music, you feel me? Like, they to a certain degree, like, on that level, but in certain aspects they still want to deal with the physical realm in a certain way. They want to deal with certain people in a certain way. They don't want to let go of certain stuff, man, that's toxic to them and that's bringing them down and stuff like that, man. They want to just keep living in a toxic element, you know. And I make as much space for myself as I can, and, you know, be as elusive as I can, to be more pliable. And that's something I got out of a Bruce Lee book, Water My Friend. It's rewritten, it's re-illustrated by his daughter. I think her name is Shannon Lee, if I'm not mistaken. But be Water My Friend, and being pliable. it's sort of one of the aspects of the him explaining the object and the subject matter of being water. You know, so water can adapt to anything basically. You know, you should try to be water. So being pliable, flexible, water is flexible. You know, it can take the form of anything. So the more that you are accessible and emptying your cup when it's time to empty and having it full when it's time to be full, because you have to give also, you know, as much as you receive, you know. So that's the whole concept of that. And I'm just like playing with that book right now, you know, and several more other books I plan on, you know, charting on to, you know, as I go further into like that realm of my mindset, you know, getting more focused back on like the things I love, man. Like I'm an artist. I haven't drawn or painted nothing since I was in goddamn middle school probably, but I've drawn something like not too long ago. I haven't lost it a lot, but I'm a little rusty, so I'm gonna actually get back on like painting, doing things that consume my time when I have, you know, free time and stuff, man. Reading, actually when I get the opportunity to get the money, you know, I'm gonna start getting more acquainted into computer technology, game animation design, and, you know, comic books and stuff like that. You know, that's what I'm into. I've always been into that kind of stuff, man. You know, like I said, hopefully the world don't break and bomb or whatnot. But so that's pretty much like my childhood, like for real, like in a nutshell. Like I was just as normal as any other kid. You know, I had, you know, I knew kids growing up in the area where I grew up at. You know, I went to high school. Later on, I went to private school, like in my middle school years. And like, I don't know who funded it. Only thing I know is that around that time I was adopted. So I think my grandma, like she funded it. I don't know, because like the guy that claimed that, you know, or whatever, he had a whole another child or whatever, whatnot, you know. And I go into more detail about that guy, because what's so crazy, I got a video talking about that, you know, I was going to a better place with my perspective and how this guy is, but his mindset is parasitic, you know. It's not even worth talking to him at all, period. You know, even if this nigga ain't my dad, you know, you would think that a guy that would play that role or try to step up, you know, at the time, not telling the truth. If you felt like I wasn't your child, you know, for a long time, you should have said something. You know, that you don't do shit like that and then talk shit because you mad that I catch you in your lies. You know, so it's a lot of lies that have been told, and you know, I'm revealing lies. Everything we in that time where everything is getting revealed. Lies are getting revealed, man. We in a time of revealing. You know, everything is getting revealed. Secrets are like, there are no more secrets on the planet, no more. And I just saw a video talking about this, which is so crazy. And I don't actually mean to go on other people's videos, but some people, like, I just see them and it be like something like the Most High either telling me to watch them for as long as I need to, because I don't really like watching a lot of people and stuff, you know. But you know, I noticed that. I really did notice that, man. Like it's like the craziest thing, man. It's like weird, you know, that we're going through this time in the world where you having things break down, man. China going through floods. You have Cuba. They had their circumstances situation with the government cutting the internet. So, you know, that messed up all kind of businesses and stuff like that, man. People, businesses that run through that cycle and that system through the internet, it messed them up. It messed up all kind of stuff when it comes to their system. You have South Africa, man. They looting over there, man. They rioting in South Africa, certain parts. I think it's like 2 cities inside of the country of South Africa, you know, inside of South Africa, you know, that they're looting and stuff, man. It's all kind of stuff going on in the world, man. Like, even in Germany, I just saw something over there. It's flooding in Germany. China flooding like hell. You know, I just recently, you know, basically got back hip to that, because months ago I heard Soul Illuminati say that, you know. But I normally used to be up on my worldly issues and, you know, things that's going on. But I've been so, like, I've been more side onto the social media sides and stuff, and seeing, you know, when I get bored, I just go through my socials, you know, and I don't like looking at ass and stuff like that. I'm not the type of guy that like to look at booty all day, asses. I may look at some nice looking girls, but none to the fact that where it's like I'm fantasizing trying to get with them and stuff. And like I said, I'm just now coming out of that pit pool of looking at women. I've been muting women on Instagram, man. Like, I'd rather not you know how people get when you don't follow them. I really can get rid of my socials. I'm to the point where I do want to get rid of my social medias, for real. So, and I still want to, you know, give the people what they want, you know, when it comes to, you know, content, because I know it's not about entertainment, but I can entertain too, and I can give you the organic, the truth also in that same sense, in that light. And I think the Most High want me to give it to y'all like that, you know. And I just been thinking like a lot lately about my process and stuff like that. Like more so, if you someone like me, I think you want to lean towards more towards the Bible. And it's like eating chicken. You eat with, you know, throw the bones out. You eat the chicken, throw the bones out. You know, we all know that the Bible is, you know, it's tampered with, but it's still precious gems inside of the Bible. You know, I take them with me every day. I try my best to read a verse every day. I missed a verse the day before last. You know, I caught back up today, and I'm gonna get more into like reading certain sections and parts of the Bible. I haven't really dissected the Bible and really tried to initially embed it into my mind like I did, you know, rap music and everything else. You know, you don't want to get so distracted the way you can wear the army, the shield of God that God wants you to have on you, you know, to protect yourself, you know, for real. And, you know, it's pretty much, you know, not all of everything that I want to say about, like, so you can get more acquainted with who I am and understand what I went through. I am one of the black sheep, what you would call black sheep. I don't know if I'm a star being. I don't know. I feel like God talks to me, and I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure of a lot of things, you know, but I do know that somewhere is an entity that loves me and has been allowing me to prosper through all my mistakes and my stupid screw ups. And, you know, I don't want to do nothing honestly but just help people, as many people I can help with the opportunity I can. You know, I got a problem of, you know, giving my last when I have my last, and that's something I really just want to stop doing. Like, cause none of this, everything is temporary. You know, I have been selfish. I grew up kind of selfish because I was around selfish mentality people. I was around people that, you know, that was vindictive, selfish, that was